Hey, what's up, mortals? It is Mr. Zombie here, and I'm here to bring you guys a brand new What If series here on the channel, and oh, this is gonna be a fun one. Welcome to part 1 of What If Izuku Midoriya Was a Girl. Alright, anyways guys, sit back, relax, and get ready. The new series begins now. I can't believe I'm really here! I'm actually standing in front of UA! Dressed in her Aldera Junior High uniform, the young Miss Izuku Midoriya stood in front of the UA campus with the widest smile possible on her face. About a year ago, if someone had told her that she would no longer be quirkless and have a fighting chance to participate in the UA entrance exam, she probably wouldn't believe them. But everything changed when the slime villain attacked, and All Might came to her rescue. After a brief interaction and the accidental reveal of his greatest secret and weakness, All Might said that she couldn't be a hero if she didn't have a quirk. Boo-hoo. Being told that by someone she considered her idol was gut-wrenching. She only fell out of her disheartened funk when that same slime villain had somehow captured Katsuki Bakugo, her childhood friend and bully. She didn't know what she was doing until she was running in to save him. All Might had stepped in after seeing this act of pure selfless heroism and recaptured the villain. It was only after things had settled down with the media that Midoriya ran into All Might again. She was confused by the spontaneous appearance but fell to her knees, crying tears of pure joy when he said that she too can become a hero. All Might began training her the following day. He said that in order for her to inherit his quirk, which he was willing to pass on to her, she had become stronger. The training was hell, but she pushed through, and on the morning of the UA entrance exam, she ingested a strand of the #1 hero's hair to gain his power. Swallowing that hair was absolutely gross. I hope I don't have to do anything like that again. And I was in such a rush to make it here on time that I didn't get a chance to test out my new power. Out of my way, nerd, before I set you on fire. Instinctive fear shot through Midoriya when she turned to see the explosive blonde. Oh, hey, Kachan, good luck out there. Piss off. As he walked by, he didn't even give Midoriya a side glance. This confused the green-haired girl. Bakugo had been acting much differently ever since the sludge villain incident. He wasn't bullying her as often and hardly paid her any attention. It was a nice change of pace, but also rather disconcerting. Midoriya shook the thoughts from her head. She can't be wandering down memory lane at a time like this. The entrance exam and all of its challenges are what she needed to keep her focus on. Clutching onto the straps of her backpack, she strode forward to enter the building. She proclaimed to herself that she was going to make All Might and her mother proud and become the greatest hero she could possibly be. Nothing was going to take her down. Then she tripped on her own feet. Oh, yep, so this is how I die. Okay. But something stopped Midoriya before she could break her nose on the pavement. She was shocked to see that she was suddenly floating as though she was weightless. Hey, are you okay? The young girl that helped Midoriya was a brunette with a round face and big eyes. She helped adjust the confused nerd with weightlessness before touching all of her fingertips together. I'm sorry I didn't ask if I could use my quirk on you beforehand. It's kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. Midoriya simply looked at the girl dumbfounded for a moment before finding her voice again. Oh, no, it's alright. Thank you for doing that. I'm Izuku Midoriya, by the way. Nice to meet you, Midoriya. I'm Ochaka Uraraka. The two shook hands, and Midoriya noticed that Uraraka had kept her pinky up the entire time. The two started walking into the building side by side. So, is your quirk activated by physical touch? I'm sorry for prying on anything, I'm just rather curious. Yeah, it is. I can be a bit annoying at times if I'm not thinking about what I'm doing with my hands, but it's a pretty useful quirk if I say so myself. I can only imagine. This kind of reminds me of my mother's quirk in some ways. She's able to float small things towards herself. Wow, that's kind of cool. What's the biggest small thing that she's able to move? I don't know exactly what her limit is, but I've seen her move some fairly sizable cookbooks. The young ladies were so caught up in a conversation that they didn't even notice that they already entered the auditorium. The large space was already crowded with students from several different middle schools. I guess we should find our seats, but I'll see you around, Midoriya. The green-haired girl couldn't even get a word in before the brunette started moving quickly into the crowded seats. Uraraka seemed so nice, and Midoriya would love to hang out with her again. Unfortunately, she didn't have the time right now. The practical portion of the entrance exam was pretty self-explanatory. There were different types of robots running around the Mock City worth a different amount of points, and you had to smash as many as possible within the time limit. Aside from the mysteriously hinted at 0-point robot that could probably cause issues during the exam, and getting scolded by a blue-haired young man with rectangle glasses, things were going rather smoothly so far. The test takers were shuttled off in buses to their designated testing grounds. To say Midoriya was a nervous ball of energy waiting to explode into tears would be an understatement. She didn't know exactly how to utilize One for All or if her body had accepted All Might's DNA. Everyone that was taking the test had years to become acquainted with their quirks, while Midoriya hadn't really gotten the opportunity to give it a test drive. She took a few breaths trying to calm her nerves when she saw Uraraka not too far away. Maybe having a brief talk with her would help her calm down? Maybe not? Midoriya had barely taken 3 steps towards her new acquaintance when the blue-haired guy got in her way. What do you think you're doing? I'm not sure what you were going to say to that young woman over there, but it's obvious that she's trying to concentrate on the task at hand. You should be doing the same if you want to have a chance of getting into UA. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous about this, and I was talking to her before heading into the auditorium. I thought talking to her would help clear my mind. Really? Understandable. I'm sure most everyone here is just as nervous as you are in some regard. It is a big day for all of us. Get going, everybody! Everyone froze at the sound of the voice hero's boom and shout. There are no countdowns in real-life combat! Go, go, go! Midoriya suddenly found herself alone by the gate as everyone else was running into the Mock City. She ran into the city as fast as she could, still unsure of how her newly acquired quirk would help her out here. Okay, smash robots, collect points. Smash robots, collect points. The nervous girl repeated that phrase in her head as she hunted down her mechanical opponents. I can do this. It's what I trained for. A 1-point robot came shooting around the corner, causing the green-haired teen to stop in her tracks. She couldn't bring herself to move. Fear locked her in place and her mind went blank as the robot prepared to strike her. But a beam of light energy pierced the robot from behind, destroying it completely. Thankfully, Midoriya was able to avoid getting obliterated by the laser herself. Thank you for being such a lovely distraction, mon ami. Now I must be off. Adieu. After that encounter, Midoriya could hear Metal getting crushed and broken a few blocks down. She followed the sounds to see several test takers defeating robots left and right. Some of them had already gotten well into the double-digit point range, while Midoriya hadn't managed to get a single point. Cue intense panic. The green-haired team began sprinting throughout the streets, desperately looking for any active robots to take down. Come on, I need just some points! Anything! But everywhere she looked, there were only piles of scrap metal and broken machinery. Midoriya didn't know what to do. She was wasting time just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. But standing around in one place wasn't going to help either. Then the ground began to shake. The rumbling drew the attention of all within the area. A looming figure much taller than the buildings blocked out the sun. President Mike did mention that a single colossal 0-pointer robot would be roaming around the Mock cities, but Midoriya wasn't expecting it to be over 20 stories tall. Many of the test takers ran from impending danger while the emerald-haired teen stumbled back and fell to the ground. Just as Midoriya was coming to her senses and starting to crawl away, she heard a familiar voice. A distressed voice calling out for help. She looked in the direction she heard the call from and became mortified. Uraraka was buried under some rubble, struggling to free herself as the massive robot was slowly rolling towards her. Time seemed to slow down to a frozen crawl. The feeling welding up inside Midoriya was so familiar to what she felt when she saw Bakugo encased by the slime villain almost a year ago. No one was stopping to help the brunette buried under broken slabs of rubble, and that horrified Midoriya to her core. Her body began to move on its own. She was running headstrong towards the danger. She got closer and within range of the giant mechanical beast, and on instinct, focused the power of One for All into her legs and jumped. The pavement beneath her cracked into a crater as she zoomed into the sky. She pulled her fist back and was rocketing towards the head of the giant robot. The intensity of One for All wielded and surged within the muscles of her right arm, completely destroying her sleeve. After yelling an intense smash, the face of the robot caved in and fell to the ground with a single punch. Midoriya would have been thoroughly impressed and remorsed by the incredible acts that she had just done if she had not realized both her legs and right arm were completely broken and she was falling. She was screaming as she fell, not entirely sure what to do at that moment. Oh crap, crap. I didn't think this through. Maybe if I push the ground at the right time, I could slow my fall. It's risky, but I could die if I mess this up. Oh god. Winding back her only intact arm, Midoriya braced herself for the worst possible outcome. Her life was flashing before her eyes. Inko and All Might would be devastated if this didn't work. The thought of her mother being all alone brought fearful tears into Midoriya's eyes. As the ground rushed closer, a horrified yet determined cry erupted from her lungs. Just as Midoriya was about to throw the punch to destroy her other arm, a gentle slap struck her face. Uraraka floated it up to the falling teen and made her float with her quirk. Release! A soft thud resonates as the worn-out girls lay where they landed. The brunette was vomiting up sparkling rainbows while the green-haired girl was on the ground in a crumpled heap. Midoriya began dragging herself across the ground with her one good arm. She still hadn't gotten a single point and she still didn't know how much time she had left. Even if she were to scramble and rush to find a few robots, she couldn't fight them with just one arm. But she still had to try, or else everything she had done up to this point would have been in vain. Time's up! What? Already? But I haven't gotten a single point! If I was only able to get just 1 point! Damn it! Damn it! Midoriya let herself black out from the pain from her broken bones, and the complete hopelessness of her situation. About a week had passed since the UA entrance exam. Thanks to the UA school nurse recovery girl, Midoriya didn't have to spend several months recovering from her broken bones. But the old lady's quirk could not heal the distress Midoriya was feeling internally. She knew she had done pretty well on the written portion of the exam, but she wasn't sure about the practical. She had been stressing out about it for the past few days. Inko Midoriya had been watching her daughter fret about this and was having a hard time helping her deal with the stress. She knew how much it meant to her little Izuku to get into UA, especially after All Might's help awakening her daughter's dormant quirk. At least, that was the story Izuku told Inko. This has to be the most stressful part, waiting for the results, but I don't think you have to worry about it too much, sweetie. Yeah, but I'm still worried about it, Mom. Everything I've done up to this point was to get into my dream school. I'm not sure how I would deal with it if I didn't make it in. I know, but you did your best, right? Izuku nodded as Inko brushed the hair out of her daughter's face. Then no matter what your results are, I am so proud of you, Izuku. The mother and daughter shared a tender embrace. Inko looked at her daughter with a smile and Izuku smiled back. I'm going to get the mail. When I come back, let's watch a movie or something, okay? Maybe it'll help you get your mind off of it for a little while. Okay. Thanks, Mom. The older woman left the apartment. This left Izuku alone with her thoughts. And those thoughts were not the most relaxing. Thank you all for sticking around, and I hope that you enjoyed. Before you leave, we would like to let you know that We the Celestials has many other channels for your entertainment and viewing purposes. All the information you'll need is right below here in the description, so feel free to check out all the other incredible projects our team creates. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. That's all for today's video, so goodbye and have a divine day.